Your attention, masters, mistresses. All systems functional for the Everything Geek podcast.
Hey, this is Rich McDonald, and I play Commander David Mason on Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And you're listening to Everything Geek Podcast.
Hey, it's James Arnold Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Master Plo Koon in Star Wars The Clone Wars, and you're listening to Everything Geek, the podcast.
Hey, it's Leif Gamfert. I played Uncle Ben's killer in The Amazing Spider-Man, and you're listening to the Everything Geek Podcast.
Hello, I'm Simon Fisherbecker. You probably know me better as Dorian Moldovar from Doctor Who, or the Fat Friar from Harry Potter. And this is Everything Geek Podcast.
Face it, Tiger. You just hit the jackpot with the Everything Geek Podcast.
You're listening to the Everything Geek Podcast, bringing you interviews from your favorite films and TV shows every week, and all of the latest news. Here's your host, Ruari Williamson.
Hello everyone, you're listening to the Everything Geek Podcast. I'm your host Ruari, and joining me today is a very special guest. We have actress Stephanie Silva, who is best known for playing ME8D9 in Star Wars The Force Awakens. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thanks. It's a pleasure to have you on the podcast today.
Oh, very nice talking to you.
Thank you. Now, getting into the questions, just for some background for some of our listeners who may not be familiar with your work, can you tell us how you originally decided to get into acting?
Yeah, well, it's a strange one because I've always been a very shy person, actually. When I was very young, I pretty much didn't speak to anyone except family and close friends. And when I was in school, I really struggled with presentations and anything social, really. So when I got a bit older, my mom suggested that I do some acting classes to build my confidence. So that's how it started, really. And then when I finished school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. And I decided to follow my mom's footsteps, and I started to work as a model. And through modeling, I got roles in various TV commercials and then more acting classes, and then one thing led to another.
That's really nice, and that is really great that you did take the advice and decide to try and boost your confidence by getting into acting and modelling. And you've definitely come some way, because you're here talking to me, and I doubt you'd have been talking to a stranger when you were that age.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great to talk to you, of course. And now, in terms of Star Wars, how were you originally cast as ME8D9 in The Force Awakens?
Well, an agency that I recently had gone to see, an acting agency, they contacted me very sudden about a potential role, but they couldn't tell me what it was for. So the same week I went out to Pinewood, and after signing an NDA, I was told that it was for Star Wars. So that obviously came as a very big surprise. And I think they were looking for someone with a similar body type to mine, and I think I have a background as a dancer as well, and I think that helped out quite a bit as well. I used to be in the Swedish Ballet Academy when I was younger, which is obviously all about having control over your body and movements, and also about strength. So sometimes you actually train with your eyes blindfolded, which can be a bit similar to wearing a creature's outfit, as your vision is often very limited. So yeah, I guess that's how it happened.
It's very interesting. And you said you were surprised when you heard it was Star Wars. Does that mean you were a Star Wars fan before being cast in the role, or just that you knew what it was?
No, I've definitely always been a fan of Star Wars, but after filming for them, of course, it took my liking to another level, but I've definitely always been a fan.
That's really nice. What was the experience like stepping onto the set of Star Wars for the first time? I mean, as a fan yourself, before being on the film, it obviously must have felt pretty surreal.
It was just very surreal indeed. you're surrounded by some amazing performers, and having J.J. Abrams as a director, so the pressure is obviously very high. Everywhere you turn, you have all these incredible creatures, and some of them look so real, you're almost doubting if they are or not. But everyone around was just so down to earth and great fun to be around, really. So, yeah, it was just really amazing and surreal.
That's great, definitely. And you mentioned it must have been like you were in a dream and you couldn't believe it was real. It's almost like a, pinch me moment, I guess. Like you just want someone to pinch you so you can actually know it's real. It will hurt, but then you'll know it's real for sure.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
What were the biggest challenges you faced when working on Star Wars?
Being around such talented people, of course, made me feel nervous, and you always want to be your best and not fall over, do something really embarrassing on set, really. But I think I managed pretty okay. So I think the first few days were the toughest ones for me, due to nerves, really. But after a few days and getting to know everyone, the confidence started to build up. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You just get more used to it the more time you spend on the set.
Definitely, exactly.
How would you describe the overall experience working with the cast and crew of Star Wars The Force Awakens? Would you like to work on another Star Wars film?
I've honestly never been surrounded by so many amazing people at once. JJ was such a pleasure to work with. He was always in a good mood and very welcoming. He was obviously great at giving directions, and he just made everyone feel like a team, really. And all the cast got along so great, and it was a lot of fun hearing everyone's stories and backgrounds, because we all come from such different places. And the crew was great too, and we were all so well looked after. The CFX guys behind Emmy, they were with me the whole time, making sure everything was working the way it should, and making sure that I was fine. And they looked after me so well. I can't thank them enough, really.
Definitely. Do you have any memorable or maybe funny behind-the-scenes memories from Star Wars, or anything else you've worked on that you would like to share? Like, it could be anything, like someone messing up a line, pranks being pulled, just any behind-the-scenes memories.
Yeah, so many things happen, so it's hard to pick one, really. But one of my favorite memories is one time I fell asleep behind set. I was very tired, and it was a very quiet spot when I fell asleep with not many people around. Then I woke up after what felt like a minute, and I was suddenly surrounded by so many people and creatures. And someone had written a note on a napkin and left it next to me, which read, "You look like an angel when you sleep," and there was a picture of an angel drawn on it. And I'm pretty sure I didn't look like an angel, as my pose and facial expression when I woke up wasn't very pretty, but it was just a very sweet thing to wake up to. And I still don't know who wrote it, but I still have the napkin.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I wasn't actually sure now whether I wanted to laugh or cry at that story, so I kind of didn't even do my natural laugh.
Yeah, it's a strange one, I know. Yeah, but it just stayed with me for some reason.
Yeah, and for our listeners' record, that would be happy tears, not sad tears. Yeah, but that is such a great story, actually. Yeah, it's a pity you don't know who did do the drawing, though. Though it might feel a little bit weird if you did know at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. I had no idea that I was asleep for so long for people to actually, have so much fun around me. So it was a surprise, but it was quite fun.
Yeah. It's like that old expression that some people look cute when they sleep come into real life. It's very funny.
Definitely.
That's really great. Thank you for sharing that story.
No, thank you.
And do you have any upcoming acting roles or any other projects that you would like to talk about?
I have, and I would love to talk to you about it, but unfortunately, I can't say much more than that at this stage. So you just have to look out for me.
Yeah, that's a very reasonable answer. So I'll be sure to keep an eye out to see if you have anything coming up, at some point. Yeah. So that's all of my questions for you today, Stephanie. It's been a pleasure talking to you on the podcast.
Oh, it's been so nice talking to you. Thank you very much for having me.
You're very welcome. Hopefully I can talk to you again at some point.
Definitely. Anytime.
Great. I'll look forward to that then. Thanks again for joining me on the podcast. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Make sure to check out our podcast links. Check out our website, website.everythinggeekpodcast.com/EGP. Check out our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/everythinggeekpodcast. Check out our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/user/everythinggeekcast. Check us out on Twitter, twitter.com/everythinggeekp. Check us out on Instagram, instagram.com/official everythinggeekpodcast. Check out our Mixcloud profile, www.mixcloud.com/everythinggeekpodcast. Email us at the following email, everythinggeekpodcast@gmail.com. Check out our companion podcast, Everything Geek Comiccast, www.facebook.com/everythinggeekcomiccast. Make sure to check out the hosts' YouTube channels. Mine is www.youtube.com/user/separatist-destroyers. Check out Stephanie Silva on Instagram, www.instagram.com/I'm-Stephanie-Silva, and check out channel 1138 where we broadcast live from, www.channel1138.com. Geeks out, everyone.
Yeah, I can, in short. So basically I started acting when I was 12, doing the normal stuff, musicals. I was the Artful Dodger in Oliver Twist. First big movie I went for was actually the Thunderbirds film. I was down to the last three.
The brief was 5'11" to 6'2" height, and I'm 6'2". So I was put forward for The Force Awakens. I didn't know it was The Force Awakens at the time. I only found out when I turned up at the